everyone to another segment of DIY Professionals. Today we'll be doing 21 professionals in 2021, and our guest for today is Doneilia Bramwell. She wears many hats. She's not just an entrepreneur, but also a budding MC and event planner. So, Doneilia, welcome to our show today. So glad that you're with us. Really appreciate it. So tell me, if you were to describe yourself in one word, what word would you use to describe yourself?
Well, first of all, I just want to say it is an honor to be on DIY. Thank you, Gola, for having me, for choosing me to be on your show today. I must say I'm quite elated. I've been waiting a while, and I'm happy that you took the opportunity to call me. Now, to answer your question, one word to describe Doneilia: energetic.
Energetic. Awesome. Awesome. And I did talk about the many hats that she wears, but I also believe that Daniela can be a stand-up comedian because she's very funny. She gives jokes for days, right? But we're not going to talk about the joke giving today. We're going to talk about her business. So you are a entrepreneur, but you own a hair salon. But the trick about it is that Daniela is actually a barber. Now, my very, very first question to you is how hard or how easy was it for you to kind of position yourself as a barber? Because I know it must have not been easy because we don't hear of female barbers.
It was, all right. Let me give a little backstory. So it has been about 15 years that I've really been cutting hair, but only 2.5 years professionally and full time. I started cutting hair because my mother, I have a younger brother. I think I'm like three years older than him. And as a child growing up, when he was in grade seven thereabout, my mother wouldn't really cut his hair as regularly as probably I would want his hair to be cut. And he didn't have the nicest of hair back then. So I always tried my best to grow him, so I would line him up with a razor, use the razor over comb and, shave it down and everything. And then from there, his friends started coming over. And so I started to cut his friends, like line up his friends' hairline. And then I remember the first time I bought a shear, I was driving on Old Harbor Road. This was when I just left high school. I was about 20, and I saw them selling some things on the roadside, like used equipment. And I
Okay.
bought one, and when I bought it, I knew that it was a dog shear because the hairs were still in it and everything. And I
Okay.
cleaned it up, and that's how I started the whole thing. Professionally now, it was very difficult in the beginning because one, there's a lot of stereotype and stigma to persons who go outside of the norm. So,
Right, right.
and a lot of men are not really that trusting. There were some, but there were a minority who said, "What?
Mhm.
Female barber? Long time want a female cut me here." But then the majority was like, so you don't have any picture or. So hold on and give me 99 questions before them even. And then they might say, "Oh, all right, how much to do a lineup? Can I get a shape up or whatever?" And then after you do the shape up, they say, "Oh, all right, you can just cut down here." So it's like they really wanted the haircut, but they say, "All right, if she can do the lineup, then she must can cut the hair." So when I pass with it, then they're like, "Okay, all right, fine, I can cut my hair." But it was difficult in the beginning to gain that trust. After a while now, my name preceded myself. My skills preceded me, and now people are like, "Oh, yeah, the bad barber in a Spanish town from Della." Like you.
Okay, so even now you're able to get over that obstacle because you say your skill now precedes you. So everybody
Yeah.
say, yes, you're the bad barber. So you don't have to really worry about trying to get your skills out there or trying to get your name out there.
No.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Tell me, how important is social media for you as an entrepreneur? Do you find that it is just a means to an end, not really important, or do you find that it really helps to propel your business to the next level?
All right, I'll say it's the minority because for me, word of mouth is my greatest form of advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
However, since I've placed, because my Instagram account is mainly geared towards my barber salon, and I have gotten customers through Instagram. I have a particular customer that he saw me. He was living in Canada, and he's living in Canada, I should say. And he messaged me and asked where was the salon. Now, you know, there's a lot of stigma that is attached to De La Vega City. And so I was a little bit nervous. However, I gave him the directions, everything, because he said he was coming to Jamaica. And from that man came to visit. That gentleman has always been coming. Once he's in Jamaica, he's coming to cut his hair. I have a lot of customers who are international based, where whenever they are coming to Jamaica, they want to stop by me first to cut it. So they come down without their hair cut.
Oh, okay.
And they get it cut before they go out on the road. So, and I love those. Nice. I love those customers, because that gentleman in particular, when I cut his hair, I'm getting like $2,000 to cut his hair.
Wow.
So the least time I get from him is like $1,500, but yeah. So it's good.
Okay.
I like the international ones.
The international ones. Okay. All right. So tell me though, what has been some other challenges that you have experienced as an entrepreneur? And tell me, how have you managed to overcome those obstacles? Because really, 21 professionals in 2021 is to help young budding professionals and entrepreneurs really getting to a space of, yes, I'm going to experience challenges, but I can overcome them. And so we just want to encourage them so that they understand that even though they're going through obstacles, they can overcome and be able to thrive as an entrepreneur.
Being an entrepreneur is not easy. It takes patience. It comes with challenges. There are good days and there are bad days. And to be honest, sometimes the bad days are more than the good days. But when the good days are there, they're really good. And so it's just about faith. And, you know, being a woman who is in the faith, I have to put that in. Entrepreneurship is hoping for a better tomorrow, even though today might not seem to be great. Wow. There are days when you might really and truly just feel like, you know, is this really worth it? You know, especially in the beginning, where that is where the teething pain is, to establish a business, to be credible, to whether it is a product or a service, you know. But as I said, you know, after a while, you have to own your skills. So whatever it is that you're doing, you have to work hard at it. Like if it's a product based, you have to ensure that your product is worth buying. And if it is a service, you have to ensure that, look here, you are the best. You have to tell yourself that you're the best and aim to be the best. Because a lot of times person might come to my shop and I say, hey, look here, XYZ. You know, I remember when I just started, I wasn't the fastest, because I really aim to give that really sharp, fresh cut.
Right.
And at the time, you know, because anything that you do in life, once you start it, you're going to grow. And if you're not growing, then something wrong. You need to check yourself. Because where I was in terms of my cutting when I started, even though I've been cutting for 15 years, my skill, because it is so repetitive, it has sharpened, right? And and so so that, with that being said, it's like a lot of persons now, they would see me cutting the hair and be like, oh, you know, you're kind of slow and you can't hurry because XYZ. And I said to them, I said, look here, I believe in perfection. I'm not going to rush my customer, because if you're in my chair, I am not going to allow anybody to rush you. So you can either go somewhere else or you can sit and wait. But I know I am the best barber in Spanish Town. So you can go to another barber that wants to just chop up your hair and leave. But one thing you know for sure, when you leave my barber salon, you're going to look very fresh. You're going to look very sharp. I have a lot of females that tell their husbands and their boyfriends straight up that, look here, if I am not there, because, you know, because I go to school, and as a female as well, when you have male barbers, they always have like a wife or a girlfriend that can do the everyday stuff for them. So to be honest, like a customer asked me, he said that you're rich because I don't really open every day, and I don't really know your time, and I said, honestly, I know, but I can't really set one because I am a female, and things that I have to do it for myself. So when the situation comes up, I just have to go and do it. There's nobody else to do it for me. So that's a little disparity where being a male and just being a female barber, where that is concerned. But so if I'm not there and they have to go somewhere, they might go somewhere else and cut their hair. When they come back, they'll be like, hey, I went to this barber shop or that barber shop. And when I went to my wife, said, look here, don't go to no other barber shop and cut your hair, because I like when that female cut their hair. When you're a woman, encourage your husband to go to a female to do whatever say. You understand? So
it's skills put up.
Yeah. So I don't remember the question I did ask, but I hope I answered it.
Right. So what I was hearing from you is that owning your skills, right? And you say you take a lot of time and diligence in doing what it is that you need to do.
Exactly.
Right? And then also positioning yourself to say that, listen, at the end of the day, it's gonna be hard. It's going to be a challenge. But I heard from you hope and faith and believing in yourself. So even in being an entrepreneur, it is a daily faith process. That's what I'm hearing from you.
Daily. I remember days when I started, I literally would sit at the shop and I would cry because it was people were just barely streaming in because I was new. And that's how it's going to be as an entrepreneur, whatever business you have, starting up, whether it's products you're selling. If it's products, persons need to test the durability of it. And so it will take a while. But then afterwards, as I said to you, the number one, and this is what I learned in school when I was doing my associate degree in tourism management, that's the number one means of advertisement, the most effective is word of mouth. And once someone has a product or they got a service, it is a joy for them to share it with persons. And then even the product or the service will speak for itself if it is something that you can see with your eyes or tangibly feel. And then person will see and say, hey, where cut your hair? A lot of times when I'm at the barber shop, I will cut a hair. And then when I look, someone comes and say, oh, I saw somebody and I said, where you cut your hair? And they told me that you were around here and I came. So a lot of times just by cutting the hair advertise for itself. Persons will say, hey, where you cut your hair? Where you got that haircut? And they tell them and they come to me. So you have to ensure, and you can never feel as if you're at that place either. Because even though, yes, I will say, okay, I am the best barber in Spanish Town. At the end of the day, I still go on YouTube. I still watch videos because things and times are changing. And if fade is in right now, or today, there's a season that's going to come where everybody just wants a mohawk, and if you can do a mohawk, you understand? So it's not just about doing the all-in-one and just lining up. People are come every day with different styles, and you have to be on top of your game so that you can deliver that which they're requesting.
Okay, I like the fact that you had brought up about going on YouTube, so you're expanding your knowledge. What I want to find out from you, because a lot of persons, they say, well, I don't need to go back to school. I don't need an education. I don't need to do this because if I have a skill, I can go out there, I can make money. Tell me, how important is education for you, even in your line of work? Because sometimes we like to say skills don't need an education, but tell me, how important is it for you?
Education is important overall because if you have a business and you're an entrepreneur, even doing business, it will benefit you. If you're going to go do customer service, it's going to benefit you. And I wouldn't even limit yourself as well because, as I said, I already have an associate degree in tourism management. I'm doing barbering, and at the same time, I'm actually at school in my second year doing my degree in guidance and counseling. So, I mean, I always believe that you should have a backup plan because you never know what can happen. Because being in the industry, trust me, it comes with a lot of pain. Because of so much repetition as well, it affects your hand. It affects knees, it's standing. Sometimes I'll go to work and I'm standing from 10, 10:30, 11, straight back until 8 o'clock. I'm literally standing and cutting hair. Now, not even addressing the fact that I am a plus size individual, the average barber, he experiences pain as well. So, and it takes a toll on your hands as well. Sometimes your hands are swollen because you're just doing the same thing over and over continuously. So for me, pursuing that in terms of doing the guidance and counseling, it's not that I'm going to say that, okay, when I'm finished, I'm going to stop barbering. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just want to know that I have it. So in the event that anything should happen, I have this to fall back, and I think it is important. So while what I'm doing may not be necessarily attached to my barbering skills.
Right.
Education keeps your mind going, and when you learn things, everything that you learn, you can incorporate it in your everyday life. So it will benefit you.
Did you do any certification in barbering any at all? Like, or is it that you just over time practicing and you just got really good and now you're the baddest barber? Was there any kind of education involved in your whole barbering?
All right, to tell you the truth, was last year that I got certified. And I got certified because many of the customers that came wanted to know if I was certified. Because as I said, they don't trust you as a female barber.
Right.
So they will say, well, where went you? You went to Heart? And I'm like, no, I just started from a long time ago and just learn how to do it. And that is not really that reassuring to them. So someone told me, a friend of mine, he told me that, Heart was going around and assessing persons. So I went, I got the date, I went and I was assessed, and I was assessed at a level 2 barber, as a level 2 barber. And even the gentleman that was doing the assessments, because I had to do a practical, so I brought someone, a subject, and I did the hair. And after I cut the hair, and he came around to mark and assess, he said to me, and this is what I'm saying as well, education is still important, because when he looked at the paperwork, he said that I'm the first person to get so much, such a high score. And he asked if I had a tertiary education, and I said yes. Also, he said to me, based on the haircut, he said, hey, he took off his hat and he said, I want you to cut my hair. So, and so it is important because, even though, and I'm not saying everybody is going to be able to do tertiary, because most persons that go into skill-based, they are not that knowledgeable book-wise. You understand that? But if you can incorporate the two, as I said, even just go on the customer service, that takes you far away. I have a very good rapport with my customers. When, as I said, I'm a comedian, so the customer service is there. So maybe even if I couldn't really cut hair that well, just because of how I make them feel when they leave, they're going to come. I know for a fact, based on my irregular hours, to be honest with you, that my customers still come to my salon, other than the fact that I cut the hair good, because of my personality as well. You understand? So it goes hand in hand. It's necessary. School is necessary. It has its place and its role.
Right. And as you're saying, because of your personality, what I do find with a lot of entrepreneurs, especially those who are they're the only employees, because I know you are the only one who does everything for your business, you find that a lot of them are overworked, stressed, and sometimes when you even go into their establishment or requiring services or products from them, you find that they just have a very bad demeanor. The customer service is poor. How do you manage stress levels in order to keep that personality going, in order to keep that high spirit going, so that you can always offer the best customer service for your customers?
For me, I wear my emotion on my face. And so when I'm not in the best of moods, it's very easy for the average person to pick up on that.
Okay.
A lot of times where establishments that offer services are concerned, most time the person who is offering the service is like that counselor that counsels the client, because you develop a relationship with the customers and you speak to them. When I am having a rough day, when I am feeling overworked and stressed, if I cannot, because I'm at that place where I can't give you that bubbly personality, I will right off the bat just say to my customer, but you know, to them I just feel so off. So that you can know
Mm-hmm.
instantly that, okay, why I come in and I'm like, hey Doneilia, and she's like, hi. Because sometimes people come in that know me and they don't like, you have some customers you're more friendly with. And
Right,
you know,
right.
they come in and be like, hey girl, oh, you look so nice, or whatever, compliment them, whatever it is, or you know, jokingly curse them out, like how many say how long, whatever it is. And I might just see them and I say hi, and then you can't see their face like, okay, she kind of just, all right, and they sit down there quiet. Then you start feel the tension in the place because now they're just too quiet. Everybody's
Right,
quiet
right, right.
because I am quiet, but it's because I'm either hungry, I'm tired, or I'm stressed. And so what I do now is I start to speak to them about how I am feeling, and they in
Mm-hmm.
turn start to encourage me. So I'm engaging them in conversation. It just may be maybe a little more somber, but they
Right,
feel
right.
good that they can speak back into my life. What it is that some of them actually have prayed for me before while I'm actually in the shop. You know, if they're Christian and they're like, hey, what's happening to you? How you look like that? And I might tell them, you know, I don't normally, I'm not going to go in detail, but I might just, you know, give them an overview and say, well, you know, I kind of having a rough time and whatever. And it's still a conversation. And then I know allow them to do most of the talking because I'm not in that talking mood. So no, they are the ones that is actually ministering to me or just encouraging me because even the average that is not even a Christian, the most gangster of ones will say, boy, Baba, you know what? I've had a customer once that tell me that you're hungry, sit down. What you want to eat? Got the food and tell me to sit down and eat. And he was there sitting in the chair waiting for me to eat, even though I don't feel comfortable sitting down and eating because
Right,
we're
right.
still waiting. But he said,
Yeah.
sit and eat. And he told me to sit and eat. So I sat and I ate because I was hungry and I was tired. You understand? So they do that. They, trust me, cutting hair, you know, a lot of times we have men as very, I'm not, I don't want to say that they're insensitive or whatever,
Right,
but like
right.
sometimes if you allow them to be men, they are very caring because a lot of my customers, they straight off the bat, like, they say, Baba, what happened to your XYZ? And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna eat. And then I said, Baba, 4 o'clock now, you gonna eat it. What you want
Mm-hmm.
me? You want me to go buy some for you? And you know, some of them are like some youngster where you don't even want to but send them out. And I'm
Right.
like, what you want? Tell me I'm gonna go buy it for you. And they will go and buy it, or you know, sometimes they'll be like, the call and say they're on the way. You want anything? And I'm like, yes, you can buy me something to eat, please, because they know that, look here, especially on certain days, they know that when they come, the shop is going to be packed and it's more than likely I haven't eaten. So when I'm in that frame of mind, I allow them to encourage me. So we're still keeping communication, it's not that silent, but I am more on the end like, yeah, you know, I cut the hair, man, and say, yeah, all right, thanks, you know, and they talk till they leave. So, but those days are rare for me.
Okay. I know, right? Because I rarely ever see you sad or anything. Just to let you guys know, she is my barber. So when my
Yeah,
hair is done, it's because of her, right? And I really appreciate her personality and also, you know, even her being a barber, right? Because I know I have been to male barbers and they don't really understand how to do a female's hair. So they don't look too boyish, right?
yeah,
Because I have a real pet peeve with that. I'm very concerned that I don't look too mannish, right? So I really appreciate her as a barber and even her personality as well. But even from how you know, expressed in terms of your managing your stress level, what I've got from you also is a level of accountability so that your customers know that this is how I feel. You're being transparent. And so that
Yeah.
also aids with the customer service and keep that rapport and that relationship going. And that's really important when it's a one-man business, because you are always going to be the face of the company. You're providing the service, you are giving of everything, you are receiving from them as well. So you're always going to be the face of the company. And it's very important to really make sure that the face of the company is keeping at that level. If you have to give one word of advice to anybody who is going to be an entrepreneur, who is striving to be a professional in whatever sphere of life that they are, what would be the one advice you would give to them?
Ensure that whatever it is that you're going into or doing is something that you love. Because let me tell you this, if you do not love it and you're just in it for the money, when the days that are not so great comes, or when the pressures of being overworked or feeling stressed out is there,
right,
you will feel like you want to quit. And so you have to do something that feels like a hobby. Because to be honest, I love cutting hair. I love grooming men. I love to look at them when they come in all raggedy and I just see a cut that I want. Some will have their particular style that they want. But when some come and they say, how about do what you want to do? Right. And I deliberately turn them away from the mirror. Because I love to see when I turn them around, especially if they've never cut the hair with me before, or this perception about me being a female, and watch the eyes like, whoa. Some of them, they're so shocked that they don't even want to look in the mirror. Like they just look and glance down because they can't believe how nicely it turned out. You have to be at a place where you love doing what you do, because trust me, when the days come where you're not making any money, or you come cut here and 3 or 4 persons for the day come and tell you that they don't have any money, if they can't owe you and they don't know that 3 persons before them they come and say the same thing, and it take about 20 to 30 minutes to cut one here, that rough. Yeah, so you have to, whatever it is you do, if it's a product or a service, you better love it. Trust me. Love what you do.
Right.
So that work will feel like a vacation or a hobby. Trust me.
Right. I remember one very important person told me many years ago that if any day you wake up to get to your job or whatever it is that you do for a living, if you have to drag yourself out of bed, pump yourself up, be speaking constantly to yourself to encourage yourself to go to work because you are so depressed, it means that it's time to leave the job. Right? Yeah. And she also said to me that, listen, you cannot be motivated by money, because money, as you get it, it comes out of your hand. And I love what you said, that you have to love what you do. You have to love whatever career or job that you're in, because any day the tough days come, the love for the thing is what keeps you going.
It propels you.
I love that. All right, so enough talk. We're actually going to go to some, footage that was done specifically for DIY professionals, so you can see what is this old girl barber, bad barber in Spanish Town, just how excellent she does her job. So let's go to that footage. you so much for being with us today. I
It was
really love
my
those
pleasure.
videos, those pictures. I am testament of your work, because a lot of people always ask me all the time, who does your hair? Even my hair color. Like, so many people are so inspired, like, I love your hair. Like, I feel inspired. I'm gonna do my hair, and I have to be saying, no, I don't want to rock you out. And anybody come and say it's because I go there, because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna turn them right to my barber and say it's my barber, right?
I tell
So
you.
then, if persons wanted to reach out to you, tell us where you located, how they can reach you on Instagram, how they can, call you or WhatsApp you or whatever the case. How can persons get in touch with you?
Okay, so my contact number is 541 8438. It's already on the wall. 541 541-8438, and I'm located in De La Vega City. It's actually Port Henderson Road. I am directly across from where the Special Hospital maternity ward is. They can't really miss that. Also, I go by Doneilia Bramwell on Facebook. That's DONEILIA BRAMWELL. And on Instagram it's dcuts_barber salon. That's DKUTZ_barber_ salon.
All right, awesome. And also be reminded that Doneilia is also an MC, right? And an event planner. So you can also contact her if you need those services. So thank you so much, guys, for joining our special today, 21 professionals in 2021. Be sure to look out for the next interview. Ensure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, this is your DIY professional saying you can do it, because it's time to become the best you. Until next time, bye.
Bye.